Hello, students. Welcome back to a new session of our lesson number 7, Weather, Climate and Adaptation of Animals. So, last class I had explained about the climate and also the weather and what is the main difference between these two very clearly with some examples. So, today we will continue the same part. So by looking that tables, yesterday I had explained with the table 7.2 and 7.3, the difference in the climate of Jammu and Kashmir, that is situated in the northern part of India, and Thiruvananthapuram, which is situated in the southern part of India. We can see that Kerala is very hot and wet because the minimum temperature and maximum temperature is more comparing to Jammu and Kashmir, and also the rainfall is also heavy. So it is hot and wet in comparison to Jammu and Kashmir, which has a moderately hot and wet climate for a part of the year. Some months it has wet and hot, remaining it is cold. Now today we will continue that. Similar data for western region of India. If we will go to western side, for example Rajasthan, very near to next part of our Gujarat state, will show that the temperature is high during most part of the year. When you will talk about Rajasthan, everybody knowing because that two imaginary lines, that is Tropic of uh, ca- Cancer is passing through Rajasthan, the center part of Rajasthan. So it is very hot. But during winter, which lasts only for a few months, the temperature is quite low. So, but at the same time, extreme cold also, but only for very few months. During the winter, it is extreme cold, whereas remaining all months it is very hot. This region receives very little rainfall. Comparing to other states, other parts of India, Rajasthan is receiving very less or very little rainfall. This is the typical desert climate. So we call it as desert region, and generally we can say the climate is hot and dry. Other parts of the world, desert region, we can say Sahara Desert in Africa, it is very hot and dry. In Gulf countries also we can say it is desert regions are there. So like that in Rajasthan, it is desert region we call it as, because maximum months are very hot, high temperature, and very few months in the peak winter months, it is the temperature is very low, and rainfall is comparatively very less. So generally we can say the typical desert climate is hot and dry. Now we will go to northeastern India, like we can say Assam, Mizoram, all these places. Then Meghalaya, that places receives rain for a major part of the year. So that is that places it will be maximum rainfall occurring uh, during the 12 months. So northeastern India receives rain for a major part of the year. Therefore, we can say that the climate of northeast is wet. So today, now you come to know in India, different parts of India receiving different type of climate because of the rainfall, because of the minimum temperature, maximum temperature, average we will calculate, and we can say how we will say that the northern part like Jammu and Kashmir, Srinagar, etc. we can say comparatively moderately it is hot and wet climate for a part of the year, whereas southernmost part, that is Kerala, it is hot and wet climate because their temperature is also high. At the same time, enough rainfall also occurs. If we will go to western region, that is, if we will take the Rajasthan, then there the climate is very hot and dry. That means maximum months of the year it is very high temperature, and during the winter season very less days they are having low temperature. Very temperature is quite low and very less rainfall is occurring these places. So we can say it is a desert region and the climate is hot and dry. If we will go to northeastern part like Assam, Darjeeling, then Mizoram or Meghalaya, etc., there maximum rainfall occurs in major part of the year. So therefore, we can say that the climate of northeast region is wet. So this is the difference between weather and climate. So next part of our chapter is climate and adaptation. So first we will study about what is adaptation. So adaptation means organisms develop special features and habits to help them survive in conditions in which they live is called adaptation. There are organisms, whether they are trees, plants, or very small grass, and animals from very small organism to very huge animals. These are all coming living things. So all the organisms, those who are living in that particular climate, develop special features and habits to help them to survive in the conditions in which they live is called adaptation. So different organisms living in different places have adapted to live in that particular conditions. So in detail we will study now. Animals are adapted to survive in the conditions in which they live. Animals living in cold and hot climate must possess special features to protect themselves against the extreme cold or extreme hot. So those animals living in Rajasthan, they cannot survive in the polar region or in Jammu and Kashmir, for example. And those animals living in Jammu and Kashmir, they are not able to withstand in the Rajasthan places. Now, features and habits that help animals to adapt to their surroundings are a result of the process of evolution. You had heard the word evolution. From one organism to another organism, the evolution took place. It was a long process. So when the features and habits that help animals to adapt to their surroundings are the result of the process of evolution. Now, more about this weather, climate and soil. About soil you will study in the coming lesson. So for the time being I am not going to discuss about soil. Here we will study the effect of climate on animals only. Now there are natural resources. Among them, soil is also one important natural resource that we will study in the next chapter. In standard 6, you have already read about the adaptations of animals to certain habitats. The starting level you had studied last year. So as examples of adaptations of animals to climatic conditions, we discuss only animals living in the polar regions and tropical rainforests. All the animals we cannot study in one chapter. So in this chapter, we will study some examples of animals to the climatic conditions such as animals living in the polar regions and tropical rainforest. As the name suggests, the polar regions are situated near the poles, that is North Pole and South Pole. This all you had studied in SS. Arctic region and Antarctica. That is North Pole is Arctic region and South Pole is Antarctica. Some well-known some well-known countries that belong to the polar regions are Canada, Greenland, Iceland, Norway, Sweden, Finland, Alaska in USA, and Siberian regions of Russia. If you will take a world map and try to locate all these places, so you will get a clear picture of these particular places. Canada, that is in North America, north to that. In Greenland, Iceland, Norway, Sweden, Finland, Alaska in USA, and Siberian regions of Russia. So these are all coming in the northern pole region, polar regions. Examples of some countries where the tropical rainforests are found are India, Malaysia, Indonesia, Brazil, Republic of Congo, Kenya, Uganda, and Nigeria. Here enough rain fall getting. So rainforest we will call that places. So tropical rainforest regions are found in India. In our own country it is there. Malaysia, Indonesia, Brazil, Republic of Congo, Kenya, Uganda, and Nigeria. Some countries are African countries. Congo, Kenya, Uganda, Nigeria, all these are African countries. And Brazil, you can see in America. And East Asian countries like Malaysia, Indonesia, and India. So these are about the rainforest countries, and previous one which Norway, Sweden, Finland, etc. they are coming in the polar regions. So animals adapted to these polar regions and the rainforest you will study in this lesson. So first we will talk about polar regions. Polar regions, the name itself related to poles. The polar regions present as extreme climate. The regions are covered with snow and it is very cold for most part of the year. So if we will take the most part of the year, removing 8 to 9 months we can say, hardly 2 to 3 months only the sunlight is available. Remaining all these remaining months they are having maximum cold. For 6 months the sun does not set at the poles, while for the other 6 months the sun does not rise. So extreme sun cold is there in the polar region, that is North Pole or South Pole. So on the poles the 6 months sun will not set and 6 months sun will not rise. It is totally dark. In winters, the temperature can be as low as minus 37 degrees Celsius. So if it is below 1 degree, below 0 degree, we will calculate as minus. So if we will open the refrigerator, freezer, you can see minus degrees are there. So it is very cold and ice is forming there. So what about minus 37 degrees Celsius? So the people or the animals or the trees or the plants which are adapted to live in such places are totally adapted to live in such conditions. So animals living there have adapted to these severe conditions. So minus 37 degree means we can't imagine. Even if it is 8 degree, 10 degree, sometimes in Surat, hardly 10 or 11 degrees Celsius during the peak winter months. So we are extremely feeling cold and we are not able to stand outside without sweaters or the blankets, etc. So those animals or people living in these polar regions, they are facing extreme climate during the winter months. Let us see how they are adapted by considering the examples of polar bears and penguins. So one animal living on the terrestrial region and one will be living in the sea. So we will study. First we will talk about polar bears. You might have seen the pictures of polar bears in TV or geographical channel, etc. So polar region, the region are covered with the snow and it is very cold for most part of the year. So the polar bears have white fur which protects them from predators, those who are hunting these animals or those who are killing for their food. So to protect them from the enemies, their whole body is just as white as snow. So nobody can trace that polar bear is hiding in between the snow. They have two thick layer of fur and a layer of fat under the skin which protect them against extreme cold. So if they have only one coating, one coat of fur, they cannot withstand. So their whole body have two thick layer of fur and a layer of fat under the skin which protect them against extreme cold. So this is about polar bears. So polar bear is adapted to live in polar regions. Polar bears have white fur so that they are not easily visible in the snowy white background. So they can protect themselves from enemies. It protects them from the predators, that means those who are killing the animals. It also helps them to catch their prey to protect them from extreme cold. They have two thick layers of fur. They also have a layer of fat under their skin. In fact, they are so well insulated that they have to move slowly and rest often to avoid getting overheated. So that I will explain now. So students, how the polar bear is protecting themselves from the severe cold and from the predators. Polar bear have white fur so that they are not easily visible in the snowy white background. It protects them from their predators and also helps them to catch their prey. To protect them from extreme cold, they have two thick layers of fur. They also have a layer of fat under their skin. In fact, they are so well insulated that they have to move slowly. Otherwise, what happens if they will walk very fast? The body heat will be producing and energy is losing, so they feel very cold. So these animals very slowly they will walk so that less energy is utilizing while moving and rest often to avoid getting overheated. If they will walk more fast and more time, then more energy is utilizing. So their body heat will be losing. So to avoid that, these polar bears always walk very slowly and less walking and more rest they will do so that they can protect themselves from severe cold and overheating also can be avoided. Physical activities on warm days necessitate cooling. So polar bear goes for swimming. So they have no other activities. They are maximum time taking rest and they are moving very slowly. So their body also, muscles also need some exercise. So what they will do? They will go for swimming. During the summer season, they try to move in the water and they will swim. So their body will be getting warm. It is a good swimmer. So they can swim very fast in the water. Its paws are wide and large, which help it not only to swim well, but also walk with ease in the snow. When we will try to walk in the snow, very difficult to walk. Many times we will try to fall. So you might have seen the skating and all that snow, the people they are riding. So there they will be using particular type of rollers. But when we will walk with our legs, with our shoes or something, sometimes we will fall also because it is slippery. So, but this animal, its paws are wide and large, which help it not only to swim well, but also walk with ease in the snow. So, they are adapted to live in the snowy region only. While swimming underwater, it can close its nostrils and can remain underwater for long durations. So even though it is a terrestrial animal, it breathes from the atmospheric oxygen, but while going for swimming, it can close its nostrils and can remain underwater for a long time. It has a strong sense of smell so that it can catch its prey for food. So when it is swimming also, it can catch the small fish or other watery animals as their food. It has a good sense of smell. We can understand the adaptations of polar bears with the help of the flowchart shown. Look at the flowchart. There is a picture shown in this screen. The polar bear, white full fur is there. So how it will be adapted to live in that particular conditions. You can see the different conditions. It has a layer of fat under its skin. Then the fat insulates its body from cold and keep it warm. So the fat inside the body layer helps them to insulate as well as to keep the body warm. Then it has two thick layers of fur. Its body has two layers, not one layer. Other animals, dog, cat, etc. having one layer only, but this one having two layers of fur. These keep it warm in cold weather. So extreme cold situations, this two layers of fur protects its body from severe cold. It has long, curved and sharp claws. Its claws are very sharp and long and curved also. These help it to walk on ice. Snowy region full covered with the snow, so it can walk fast because of this curved and sharp claws, and the paws are very wide and large, so it can walk on the ice. Then the white fur is not easily visible in the snowy white background. The whole area is covered with the snow. So, and this animal is also as white as snow. So, nobody can trace there is an animal lying or sitting. So, it can protect itself from its enemies and also can catch the prey very cunningly. It has a very strong sense of smell, so that when it will go for swimming under the water also, it can smell the other water animals and it can catch the prey. It helps the bear to locate and catch its prey. So because of good smell, where there is a small fish is coming near to that or any other small water animal, so it can easily catch. Its predator and prey are unable to see it. That because of the white fur, which is not easily visible in the snowy background. So its predator, that means those killing these animals, cannot see. At the same time, it can catch the small insects or small other animals as its food. So these are all the adaptations of polar bears to adjust themselves or to adapt themselves to live in the polar regions or poles. So it has a very good adaptation. So next part is about the penguin. Another well-known animal living in the polar region is penguin. So that picture also, you might have seen the penguins in pictures and all. That these animals are also living in the polar regions. It is also white and merges well with the white background. It also has a thick skin and a lot of fat to protect it from cold. All these animals are fatty animals. More fat is deposited in its body so that it can generate more energy. You might have seen pictures of penguins huddled together. When you will observe these animals in pictures or TV, etc., you can see never one penguin move alone. Always it will be moving together as a cluster and they will huddle each other. They will touch each other, their body, so that the heat will not go outside, so they can exchange the body warmth to each other. This they do to keep warm. So recall how warm you feel when you are in a hall full of people. How we will sit very nearby and we will rub our hands together for many times. So we will feel hot and we are wearing the sweaters or woolen clothes, etc. Also, so people sitting in a group in a hall or a theater, etc., we will not feel that much cold because the body warmth of the people will be uh, transferred from one person to another person through radiation also. You had studied that radiation. So without a medium also it can transfer. So these animals huddle themselves so that its body become warm. So the penguins also possess such adaptations. So these animals are also seen in the polar regions. Their body is also somewhat white color and white background. It will be merges with white background. It also has a thick skin and a lot of fat to protect it from cold. Penguins you can see in the seashore also in the polar region. So they huddle each other. This they do to keep warm. So this is about the lesson polar region animals, penguin and polar bears. What adaptations they had acquired to protect themselves from the severe cold. Remaining part I will explain next video. Today I am going to wind up the session. So whatever explanation done today, please listen carefully and try to understand the points. We will meet again in the next class. Till then, good.